Retirement is supposed to be the golden years of your life, a time to relax, travel, and finally enjoy the freedom you've worked for. But what if I told you that depending on where you live, your state could actually drain your savings faster than you ever imagined? In fact, in 2025, some states are making it nearly impossible for retirees to keep up through sky-high taxes, outrageous housing costs, and sneaky ways of shrinking your Social Security check. So today, we're counting down the 6 U.S. states that will rob retirees blind in 2025. And trust me, you'll want to stick around until number 1, because it's a state that thousands of retirees are moving to every single year, completely unaware of the financial trap they're walking into. Number 6. Maine. Starting at number 6. Maine. A beautiful New England sanctuary for scenic coastlines and quiet towns, but a place that can quietly erode a retiree's nest egg if you don't plan for state taxes and local costs. Let's break down exactly how Maine hits retirees' wallets. First, income tax. Maine uses a graduated income tax system with 3 brackets that, in 2025, effectively range from 5.8% up to 7.15% on taxable income. That top bracket is important because many retirement distributions, IRA/401k withdrawals and taxable pension income, are treated as ordinary income and subject to these rates. Second, Social Security and certain pensions. The good news: Maine does not tax Social Security or railroad retirement benefits, and there are targeted pension exclusions. For example, Maine PERS. Participants can qualify for a pension income deduction tied to Social Security levels. But that relief is narrow. 401k and traditional IRA distributions remain taxable, and many retirees rely heavily on those sources. In short, Social Security may be safe, but a large slice of typical retirement income is not. Third, property taxes and housing pressure. Maine's effective property tax burden sits above the national average, roughly 1.09% effective rate, with a median annual tax bill often cited in the low thousands depending on county. The effective burden and median bill vary widely by county and town. Crucially, from 2020 to 2024, many Maine home values surged, pushing property tax bills higher. Even with some 2025 softening in home prices, property taxes and rising municipal costs remain a major cost for retirees on fixed incomes. Fourth, housing market volatility. Median sale prices jumped in recent years, making downsizing or buying later life housing costly. And while 2025 has shown month-to-month declines in some markets, median prices remain above pre-pandemic levels in many coastal and desirable towns, meaning retirees who own homes saw taxes and costs rise, and those looking to buy or relocate face elevated entry prices. That combination can drain savings or force difficult trade-offs. Fifth, overall tax competitiveness. Analysts who score states for retiree tax friendliness often flag Maine as less friendly than many Sunbelt alternatives. Studies that combine income tax exposure, property taxes, and cost of living list Maine among the states that can drain retirement savings faster than lower tax states, especially when retirees rely on taxable retirement accounts or live in higher value coastal towns. If you're a retiree with mixed income sources, Social Security plus 401k/IRA withdrawals, Maine's mix of taxes and local costs deserves careful modeling. Number 5. New Jersey. Number 5 on our list is New Jersey, a state with plenty of charm, proximity to New York City and Philadelphia, and a coastline that retirees love, but one that comes at a steep financial cost. Let's unpack why retirees often feel squeezed in the Garden State. First, property taxes. New Jersey has the highest property taxes in the entire country. The average effective rate sits at about 2.2% of assessed home value, nearly double the national average. For perspective, on a $350,000 home, that's a yearly bill of over $7,500. And in some suburban counties, it can climb far higher. Even with homestead exemptions and senior programs, retirees often find these bills among their biggest financial burdens. Second, income taxes. New Jersey levies a progressive income tax that ranges from 1.4% up to 10.75% at the top bracket. Retirement income is taxed as ordinary income, but there are some carve-outs. Retirees aged 62 or older with income below $150,000 may exclude up to $75,000 of pension, annuity, IRA, or other retirement income per year. However, retirees with higher incomes quickly lose those deductions and face the full brunt of the tax schedule. Third, Social Security. Unlike some states on this list, New Jersey does not tax Social Security benefits. That's a relief for lower-income retirees, but given the high property tax load and partial retirement income exclusions, the relief is often outweighed by other costs. Fourth, cost of living. Beyond taxes, New Jersey ranks as one of the most expensive states to live in. Housing, utilities, groceries, and healthcare all trend well above the U.S. average. A retiree with fixed income in a high-cost county can find day-to-day expenses consuming more than anticipated. New Jersey can be punishing if you're a homeowner relying on taxable retirement accounts. While Social Security is safe and some exclusions exist, the triple threat of crushing property taxes, high income taxes at moderate to high incomes, and inflated everyday costs often eats away at retirement savings far faster than in lower tax states. Retirees drawn by location or family ties should prepare for significant ongoing expenses, because the Garden State has a way of gardening directly into your wallet. Number 4. Vermont. Number 4 on our list is Vermont, a state known for its rolling green mountains, maple syrup, and charming small towns. But for retirees, that postcard-perfect setting comes with a price tag that is often far heavier than expected. First, income taxes. Vermont's progressive income tax runs from 3.35% up to 8.75% in 2025. Retirement income, including pensions, IRAs, and 401k withdrawals, is taxed as ordinary income. That means retirees pulling from tax-deferred accounts feel the full effect of Vermont's middle to high rates. Unlike some states that offer broad exclusions for retirement income, Vermont provides only modest deductions for certain taxpayers. Second, Social Security. Vermont is one of the few states that still taxes Social Security benefits. The taxation is income-dependent. Lower and middle-income retirees may qualify for partial or full exemptions. But once adjusted, gross income exceeds certain thresholds. Benefits are taxed just like other income. For retirees with even moderate IRA distributions or part-time work, this can mean losing a portion of Social Security to state taxes. Third, property taxes. Vermont's effective property tax rate sits around 1.7%, among the highest in the nation. On a home valued at $300,000, that's roughly $5,100 per year. Retirees can apply for an income-sensitive adjustment program, but property taxes remain one of the largest ongoing expenses for homeowners, particularly in resort or tourist-heavy counties where values trend higher. Fourth, cost of living. Vermont consistently ranks among the top 10 most expensive states to retire. Groceries, energy costs, and healthcare all run above the national average, and housing has been under pressure from limited supply and out-of-state buyers. Even in smaller towns, rents and purchase prices often exceed what retirees might expect for rural New England. Vermont may be a paradise for nature lovers, but its tax system and cost structure make it one of the least forgiving states for those on fixed incomes. With Social Security on the tax table, retirement withdrawals taxed heavily, and property taxes eating into home equity, Vermont is a state where retirees can quickly see their savings drained. Unless they qualify for specific exemptions or come prepared with substantial income reserves. Number 3. New York. Number 3 is New York, a state with world-class culture, energy, and opportunity, but one that comes with one of the heaviest tax and cost burdens in America, making it a tough place for retirees to stretch their savings. First, income taxes. New York's progressive income tax system runs from 4% to 10.9% in 2025, with some of the highest rates in the nation at the upper brackets. Pensions, 401k, and IRA withdrawals are all treated as ordinary income. The one major relief: residents age 59 and a half or older can exclude up to $20,000 of qualified pension and retirement income per person per year. But for retirees drawing more than that, the rest is taxed at New York's regular and often steep rates. Second, Social Security. New York does not tax Social Security benefits. This is an important safeguard for lower-income retirees, but given the state's overall tax structure, the benefit often gets overshadowed by other costs. Third, property taxes. Outside New York City, property taxes are notoriously high. The statewide effective property tax rate averages around 1.7%, but in many suburban counties like Westchester, Nassau, and Rockland, median annual bills exceed $12,000, among the highest in the country. While New York does have STAR and enhanced STAR programs to give some relief to homeowners, retirees in higher-value homes still face crushing bills. Fourth, cost of living. New York consistently ranks among the most expensive states to live in. Housing is the largest factor, particularly in and around New York City, where rent or ownership costs are among the highest in the U.S. But even upstate, retirees face higher than average costs for healthcare, utilities, and groceries. New York is rich in lifestyle perks, but it's equally rich in taxes and costs. Even with Social Security safe from taxation and a modest pension exclusion, the combination of high-income taxes, crushing property taxes, and one of the most expensive housing markets in America makes New York one of the most financially challenging states to retire in. For retirees without significant savings or steady income streams, New York can drain a nest egg faster than almost anywhere else. Number 2. Connecticut. Coming in at number 2 is Connecticut, a state famous for its historic towns, coastal beauty, and proximity to New York and Boston. But for retirees, Connecticut has developed a reputation as one of the least tax-friendly states in America. Let's break down why. First, income taxes. Connecticut levies a progressive income tax ranging from 3% up to 6.99% in 2025. Retirement income is generally taxed as ordinary income, including pensions, 401k, and IRA withdrawals. While Connecticut has phased in some exemptions, they're very limited. For example, retirees with lower incomes may exclude a portion of pensions or IRA withdrawals, but higher-income retirees lose access to these breaks quickly and face the full tax rate. Second, Social Security. Connecticut does tax Social Security, but only for retirees above certain income thresholds. For single filers earning under $75,000 or couples under $100,000, benefits are exempt. Once retirees cross those limits, however, Social Security becomes taxable, reducing take-home income. This makes Connecticut one of the few states where even Social Security can be on the table for taxation. Third, property taxes. Connecticut's property taxes are among the nation's highest, with an effective rate averaging around 1.8%. On a $350,000 home, that's roughly $6,300 per year. And in affluent counties like Fairfield, annual tax bills often climb into the five-figure range. Seniors can apply for property tax relief programs, but these tend to offer only partial relief and depend on income limits. Fourth, overall cost of living. Connecticut consistently ranks in the top 10 most expensive states to retire. Housing and property costs are the biggest drivers, but healthcare and day-to-day expenses such as groceries and transportation also outpace the national average. Retirees on fixed incomes often find their money stretched thin, even outside of the big metro areas. Connecticut is a classic example of a high-income, high-cost state that offers very little relief to seniors. With retirement income taxed, Social Security potentially taxed, crushing property taxes and inflated living costs, the nutmeg state can quickly devour a retiree's nest egg. Unless you have significant wealth or strong family ties here, Connecticut may feel less like a peaceful retirement haven, and more like a financial trap. Number 1. California. And finally, at number 1, the state that consistently tops the list for retirees who get hit hardest: California. Known worldwide for its beaches, mountains, and booming cities, California may look like a dream retirement destination. But for many seniors, it's a financial nightmare. First, income taxes. California has one of the highest state income tax rates in the country, ranging from 1% to 13.3% in 2025. That top rate applies to high-income earners, but even moderate retirees drawing from pensions, IRAs, or 401k can find themselves in double-digit tax brackets when combined with Social Security and other income. California does not exempt Social Security benefits, and while there are small exclusions for pensions and annuities, they often provide only minimal relief for most retirees. Second, Social Security. California does not tax Social Security benefits, which is a relief, but it only slightly offsets the heavy burden of income and property taxes combined. Retirees relying on Social Security alone fare better than those with larger retirement accounts, but even then, costs of living can quickly erode fixed income. Third, property taxes. California's property taxes are calculated under Proposition 13, which limits annual increases to 2% of assessed value. But because home values are extremely high, even a 1 to 2% effective tax rate can mean $8,000 to $15,000 or more per year on a typical home. Coastal cities, resort towns, and urban centers often push annual bills even higher, and local levies for schools, parks, and special districts add to the burden. Fourth, cost of living. California consistently ranks as one of the most expensive states to live in, particularly in housing, healthcare, and utilities. Even retirees living outside major metro areas face prices well above the national average. For those on a fixed income, monthly expenses can quickly consume a significant portion of retirement savings, leaving little room for travel, leisure, or unexpected medical costs. California is a dream for lifestyle, but a nightmare for finances. Between sky-high income taxes, expensive property, and an overall astronomical cost of living, even well-prepared retirees can find their nest eggs shrinking faster than expected. For many, California's sun and scenery come with a steep hidden price, one that can literally rob retirees blind if they aren't careful.